Mike Martz just keeps on talking, man. Just keeps on talking. And I didn't want to address this, but I guess I just have to. What's going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Style back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about a man formerly part of this team in Mike Martz who just can't keep the Bears out of his mouth, and especially our quarterback in Justin Fields. And now look, I don't like to talk about every single person that comments on the Bears and, goes out there and talks about it, because I just don't like giving people the time of the day, especially when the comments are pretty idiotic, which just or don't make much sense. That's what I really hate. But this Mike Martz thing is just becoming too much, because if you guys have not seen the story, Mike Martz, former head coach in the NFL, came out and basically trashed the Bears, saying that their roster literally is an 0-16 roster in the NFL. And by the way, we already have a win. And then he comes out and he basically trashes Justin Fields and says that he feels like Justin Fields isn't very good, and he trashes the Bears, and he also trashed the 49ers and Trey Lance. So it's just a big trash fest for Mike Martz, right? Just saying everybody sucks. And so to me, I was like, I'm just going to ignore it. There's no point in talking about this. Why give him the time of the day? But then something interesting happens. He goes on Waddle and Sylvie, I think, on ESPN 1000, and he says on there that they misquoted him, and he wasn't talking bad about Justin Fields. He was talking bad about Trey Lance and saying that Trey Lance isn't very good. And again, by the way, if you guys want to know the full specific comments, just Google it. You'll find it, okay? I just don't want to say all those stupid words here for you guys, okay? So he takes back what he's saying, right? And he's like, oh, I didn't say that about Fields. They misquoted me. I said that about Trey Lance. First of all, the comments are dumb, even if it is you taking back about Justin Fields, because you can't make a judgment on Trey Lance and say he's not very good after the limited amount of games that he's played. Like, the jury is still out on Fields and Lance. Neither guy you can make a conclusive evidence and say, oh yeah, he's a superstar, or oh yeah, he sucks. You gotta let things play out more. And secondly, taking a look at this Bears team and saying that this is such a bad roster and Justin Fields isn't this and that. Again, how can you just throw out your opinions like that with no basis in them? All right? If you have something to back up your opinion, cool. But if you don't, how can you just spitball it like that, all right? And I don't care the fact that he is a former NFL head coach. In fact, because he is a former NFL head coach, he should be held to a higher standard for the comments he's making. It just doesn't make sense. And so, he says that and he takes it back. So it's like, some people would have respected Mike Martz even more if he at least stuck to his word, but now he's taking it back. So it's like nothing makes sense here. Ultimately, this is the first and last time I'm probably going to talk about this, so that's why I just wanted to address it to you guys. A lot of you guys asked me about it. I don't care about these comments from Mike Martz. Doesn't affect me, doesn't affect the team. It is what it is. People will talk, people will say what they want, but you definitely can hold him accountable, which is what I want people to do to Mike Martz, but then he's just going to backtrack. At the end of the day, let's just not give it the time of the day anymore after this. So Mike Martz, I don't want to hear it anymore after these comments. It just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. All right, leave a comment down below, and don't listen to Mike Martz.